Healing in real time is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's inconvenient. It's not linear, not aesthetic, not something you can schedule or curate. Healing in real time means you're growing while you're still hurting. You're learning while you're still grieving. You're trying to move forward while parts of you are still catching up. Today I'm talking about what it really looks like to heal while life is still lifing. Not after the storm, but in the middle of it. Nobody talks about the moments when you're trying to heal, but the wound is still open. You're trying to set boundaries, but you still feel guilty. You're trying to forgive, but you still can't forgive. The memory still stings. You're trying to grow, but the old version of you keeps pulling at your ankle. Healing in real time means you don't get the luxury of distance. You don't get the clarity of hindsight. You're figuring out why you're still in the fire. And that takes courage. Most people would never understand. I think we can all attest to that. We have, some of us try to forgive, but there are still parts of us where we can't forgive the people who have done us wrong. Because I know I could attest to that. And I feel like sometimes when I say, oh yeah, I'm healed from that, I'm lying. I'm not healed from that. Because you have moments where you think about that situation and then you get mad. The next thing you know, you're mad. The people around you, the people around you, they see that you're upset. They don't know what it is, but they see that you're upset. So now, some people, they're going to be upset with you. Some people are going to test your patience. And they're going to test your limit to see, well, maybe I can get a rise out of them. Maybe I can get right at them. Since they want to be, sometimes some people call it sometime if you don't talk to them or anything, We live in a world that wants the testimony without the process. People want the after picture. They want the glow up. They want the wisdom you gained without seeing the nights you cried for it. Healing in real time means you don't always look healed. You don't always sound healed. You don't always feel healed. But you're trying. You're choosing yourself. You're doing the work even when it's not pretty. And that counts. There are moments in real-time healing that feel like setbacks, but they're actually breakthroughs. The moment you feel like finally admitting something hurt you. The moment you stop pretending you're okay. The moment you let yourself feel what you've been avoiding. The moment you tell the truth, not to others, but to yourself. Healing in real time is not about perfection. It's about honesty, and honesty will break you open before it puts you back together. When you're healing in real time, not everyone will get it. Some people will think you're acting different, you're distant, you're being too dramatic, or you're quote-unquote doing too much. But the truth is, you're not acting different, you're becoming different. You're not distant, you're protecting your peace. You're not dramatic, you're finally listening to yourself. You're not doing too much, you're doing what you should have done a long time ago. Healing in real time will cost you people who benefited from your unhealed self. When you're healing in real time, the wins don't always look big. Sometimes the win is not texting back, not explaining yourself, not spiraling, not repeating the same pattern, not letting someone trigger you, not abandoning yourself, not shrinking to make someone comfortable. These are victories. These are milestones. These are signs that the work is working, even if it doesn't feel like it. There's always a moment, quiet, subtle, almost unnoticeable, when you realize, I'm not who I used to be. Maybe you didn't react the way you normally would. Maybe you chose peace instead of chaos. Maybe you spoke up instead of staying silent. Maybe you walked away instead of begging someone to stay. Healing in real time doesn't announce itself. It reveals itself. And when it does, it feels like breathing for the first time. I think a lot of us, I feel like a lot of us now are healing from our old selves. I feel like I am, because there are things that went on when I was younger. I think now I'm choosing to love myself. I don't have to put on the front to anybody, because let me take it back to when I was in school, especially in high school. I used to put on the front for myself. Like I had to be this version of Christian to get people to like me. I had to be this version of Christian to get people to notice me. I had to be this version of Christian to keep friends. Even though those same friends that had to be a different version for gave me their ass to kiss. But I'm not finna get into that part right there. But I feel like now, even after our friendship ended and everything, I felt like I was coming back to myself. I was finding out that you don't have to be a different version of you. You don't have to be the plastic version of you. You don't have to be this type of version of you just to keep somebody around. You don't have to be this version of you just to make people laugh or do this, that, and the third. You don't. Just be yourself. And I found that out when I was, I want to say 11th grade, because when I was in school, I didn't really have a senior year because COVID. I'm not class of 2020, class of 21. Okay, hello. But I think my junior year, that's when I finally started coming into myself a little bit. I found out that, I don't have to be a different version of Christian. I just need to be me. I don't care if you don't like me, if you don't like this version of me, if you don't like me anyway, period, then when we don't have any use to be friends or be acquaintances or anything. And I think now that I'm getting older, I look back at that part of my life, and like I told my mom the other day, I said, you know what? If I can go back and redo any part of my life, if I had the choice, I would probably go back and redo some parts. Probably change some things. You know how in movies they be like, okay, let's go back to this point in your life. Do you want to change anything? Let's see the outcome of the change that you are going to, the effect. Okay. And this just came to me. Okay, I don't know, have anybody seen the show Supergirl, but it was on the CW and everything. I did a review about it. Season 3. Go check it out. But anyway, there was an episode. It was their 100th episode. And Mrs. Pitalik had came back and everything. And Kara was talking about how she wished she would have told Lena that she was Supergirl earlier. And Mixie came up with different scenarios on when she would have told her, what would be the outcomes of her telling her. And there were like different versions. There was one where I think everything was okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was one that was okay. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I think there was another one that was Lena had got locked up somewhere, and Kara revealed her secret to the world. There was another one where Kara had died because of her secret. See, it was different versions. And Kara had came after she had watched the many versions and everything. She came to the realization that no matter if she would have told Lena earlier that she was Supergirl, the outcomes would have, stuff still would have been, it wouldn't have mattered, basically. Because she still would have been a target for all these villains and everything. And my thing is, just say we had somebody like that would be like, okay, I'm going to show you, I got these tapes right here. Let's just say we had our own very Mixes Pedalic. Let's say we had our own personal, like him. And he had all these tapes from our lives. And we were like, okay, I would go back, see what would be different if I would have did this. I want to been in this friendship, or I want to did this. I want to did that. I feel like if we had that version, a lot of us would not change the outcome, or we would not go back to the past and change everything. I feel like a lot of us wouldn't, especially since some of us have grown up and we have changed a lot. I feel like a lot of us we would like to go back to try probably like change up certain things. We probably would go back to like warn our past selves, don't be friends with them, or these people they're not gonna be your friends, or whoever, blah blah blah. I feel like a lot of us would have that option and would have that mindset of going back, but then after we would watch like some tapes of our old selves, of our past selves, and be like, okay, that's what happened. Then we'll watch what would have happened, what would change if we go back, what the outcome would be. I feel like a lot of us would, we'll be like, I'm not finna change nothing. I'm not. But that's just me though, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's just how I feel, though. y'all could tell me what y'all do it, but I probably would change something, just one thing, but I would probably look at the outcome of what would happen if I changed that point in my life. Where would I be, and what would go on from where I am now? And if I go back to that point of my life, let me see the outcome. Let me pop in that tape and let me see the outcome of what will happen. I mean, if it's not a good outcome, I'm not going back. But if it's a good outcome and it's changing how I am today, then I might. But then I want to see the lasting side effects of it, though. I want to see the whole thing, because I'm trying to make sure I keep them loose ends tight. Okay. And healing in real time requires grace, not the kind you give to everyone else, the kind you finally give to yourself. Grace for the days you backslide. Grace for the days you're tired, the days you don't have the answers, the days you're not your best self, the days you're still learning how to be gentle with yourself. Healing is not a performance. It's a practice. Healing in real time is hard, but it's also beautiful, because you get to witness yourself becoming. You get to watch yourself grow. You get to see the parts of you that survived. You get to meet the version of you that's been waiting on the other side of your pain. You're not just healing, you're evolving. You're not just surviving, you're transforming. And that transformation is happening right now in real time. Healing in real time is not linear. It's not glamorous. It's not easy, but it's real. It's honest. It's brave, and it's yours. If you're healing while life is still happening, you're not behind. You're human. You're not failing. You're growing. You're not broken. You're becoming.